Hi everyone, I hope you're having a nice Wednesday so far today. If you've not been to my stream before, hi, I'm Emily. This is my second Twitch channel where I do my video game streams. I have a main Twitch channel where I do music streams, mostly clarinet practice with me. Today, let's go ahead and get started. So, where are we? Where are we? We're standing in front of... Is it the palace? Yes, it's the palace. Okay, I was disoriented for a moment. Are those bad guys up there? Yeah, Harrowmount Fanatic. Should we just go ahead and fight them? For the experience and possibly the loot? Hi, Andrew. Sorry, I didn't say hello to you earlier. I saw your chat and I was in the middle of a thought and I meant to come back. And I didn't. I'm sorry. So let's fight them, just cause. Oh, I can't fireball them yet because they're not hostile yet. Now I can fireball them, and all of us just fireball everyone, except the innocent bystanders. They don't seem to care. Wait, I've lost the cursor again. There it is. No, lost. There it is. Oh, I'm dying. Let's get myself. Oh, I froze Ogren. I'm sorry, Ogren.
Very well.
We were gonna have to deal with them at some point, so better now, I think. Okay, now I'm going to open the quest log, which is what I was going to do before, and just double check that I know what it is we're doing. We need to go back to Filda. We need to return to the Shaperit. I can't do this yet because I don't have Master Herbalism yet. We have to go back into the Deep Roads to do that, but it should be quick. And we have to take that to the Shaperit as well. Why don't we... I don't remember if the Topsider one has something like an item that we bring back to the Shaperit or whatever, but it might, so I'm going to do that first just to be efficient so that if there is a next step that we have to complete in Orzammar, we can just do it with all the other things. I would also like to do a little bit of inventory management. We saw him earlier when we left the Deep Roads, but I don't think he wants to do business with us. He might. He did throw us out of his shop before, but maybe we get some trade.
Preserve King Balin. I'm showing you the lowest prices I can afford, I assure you.
Need concentrated venom. Excuse me. Selling all of like the generic like unnamed items, and we'll go through all like the special named items level later and see if any of them are the correct level for our other party members. So it's getting a little full, carrying a lot of stuff, but I don't remember what I was gonna say at the end of that. I got distracted and lost my train of thought. There's a lot going on in my brain this week getting ready for auditions. I don't know what it is, but it's like the 2-week out mark for auditions for me is always like the most stressful, like the most difficult. Like I'm worried about everything, and that's when sometimes it's when, other than the audition day itself, it's when the nerves hit the worst for me. And I'm not really sure why that is. Usually by like the actual last week of preparation, like I feel a little bit more settled, but there's something about like the 2-week point where I guess it's like, oh, it's actually coming, you know, like the audition's actually like coming up really soon, you know, and I start to like get a little nervous, but then like maybe that amount of nerves or that extra little burst of nerves is productive and helps me to like focus, and then that makes me feel better like at the 1 week point. I don't know. Oh, I went the wrong way. We need to go back to the deep roads, but we can go ahead and talk to Filda and then go.
You've returned. With all the excitement over the new king, I never expected you to remember my poor son. Did you learn anything about my Ruck?
Yeah, we're gonna honor, I think, Ruck's wishes and tell her he's dead because he's not coming back. If she knew the truth, she would be very upset. Better for him to think that, like, he died bravely, like Ruck said before. Or we said to Ruck. I can't remember which way that conversation went.
Oh, my poor boy. I guess I knew, but I just wish I could have seen him one last time. Here, this is my husband's masterwork, the first shield he smithed. I don't have anyone to save it for anymore. I'd like you to have it, for what you risked to bring me this news.
That was easy enough. Okay, so now... Wait, I heard a nug. I heard nug squeaks. Where were they? There's the nug. Alright, now we'll go to the deep roads and we will deal with the items we found. Topsider things? I don't really know. It was like an armor and the pommel of the blade and the blade itself. We're gonna go take them and put it, I think, on a grave in the deep roads. Oh, I didn't give the note to the guy. I ran right past him and didn't give it to him.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen. But there's more out there.
I don't know how many nugs there actually are. Every time I've played this, I don't think his dialogue ever changed. He's always like saying, oh, there are more nugs. So I don't think I've ever like reached an end point. Maybe there's not one. I'm not sure. It's definitely easier to... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Easier to find them with the headphones on. It's easier to hear the little squeaks. You're going to Cadash Thaig. Oh, let me mark the quest as active. Maybe that'll give us a quest marker. Yes, there we go. That'll be easier than just wandering around trying to figure out where it is we're supposed to go.
Win. Care to partake of Ogren's fine cold brew?
Ale, is it? And I hope it's brewed hygienically?
Of course. I may not know clean from a beggar's ass when it comes to most things, but I don't mess around with my ale.
Very well, let's have a taste.
Well, what do you think?
Very nice.
Ah, you like it? Well, I never...
Attractive amber color, nutty flavor, slightly sweet, just a hint of toastiness. There's some spice to it I'm finding hard to place.
Yes?
Is it cloves?
Cloves! Ha ha! By the stone, you're a lady after my own heart. If I weren't buckled in this armor, I'd take you around the corner and, well, you know.
Give me more ale.
I like that they're bonding over their fondness for alcoholic drinks, though, because I don't know if you've noticed or if I've even done it yet, but one of the gifts that are for Wynn that she likes is wine. So I guess she likes ale too, but she and Ogren can bond over their fondness for drinks. But you know, I think Wynn's a little bit more responsible about it than Ogren is. My interpretation is that he's like basically at least 50% drunk for the entire game. Was that it? Is that all we had to do? I guess so. It's gone now. Yeah, I guess we're done. That was easy enough. A little bit of a hike, but not difficult. Let me mark our next quest as active, so I'll have the quest marker, I think, to direct me back to the fast travel point. Or not. I guess it's not going to give it to me. I'll have to just use the map the old-fashioned way. But we're not that far. I shouldn't get too lost. Famous last words, though. Oh, there's something back here. Mushrooms. Every time I say the word mushroom, I hear the Badger Badger song in my head. I don't know if you can call it a song, I guess it's more of a chant, but I hear mushroom, mushroom, but Badger Badger chant style. I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about, but that's what happens. Do we want to go ahead and do... No, I think this takes a little more time. So let's finish up all the Orzammar things, and then we'll come back and do Shale's history. Yeah, because I think that'll take a little bit longer, and I'd rather get these other things wrapped up. Clear things off the to-do list. I don't know where it originated, but a piece of advice I try to follow, I don't remember where I got it from originally. It's like, when you have a to-do list, you start with the easiest things first and get it done because it gives you like some momentum, and then you tackle like the more like not time sensitive, but the tasks that will take more time, more involved things. So that's what I try to do, and I apply that sometimes to my video game playing as well. If I will do all like the little things that can be completed and turned in the same area. I'm going the wrong way. The Shaperit is... No, it's not going the right way. I knew where I was going. No, I didn't. That's the Chantry, the Dwarven Chantry. Shaperit's somewhere else. It's in the Diamond Quarter. But anyway, that's what I'm going to try to do today. Knock all the easier things off of the to-do list. And then a couple bigger things to set us up for the next, like, bigger quest line. Which again, I'm not sure what's going to be. Wait, it's going to be one of the like DLCs. So either the Return to Ostagar or Dragon's Peak. I think I should do Ostagar first. That's what I'm leaning towards. And that's one we should definitely do with Alistair along. And we haven't had him along for a while, so I feel like that would be good. Winlet really likes this spell. She really wants to make sure it's active just in case there's trouble. Where is Orta? There she is.
I started to worry. I didn't know if you were ever coming back. Did you find any records? Any sign of the old Cadash Thaig? You found them? Let me see. That's my great-grandmother's name. And her husband. Oh, great ancestors, it's them! It's me! I am an Ortan. Oh, thank you. I have to take these to the assembly right away. Find me there. Once these are acknowledged, I'll give you any reward.
There's a lot of bad news in these games, so I like when we can actually deliver someone some good news. It makes me happy. He's just a guy who works here. No, we just need to go to the... What's his name? The Shaper. He is the Shaper.
Most impressive, Warden. King Balin's ascent to his father's throne has been recorded in the memories. Is there something more I can help you with?
Oh yeah, the tracings.
What's this? A list of names. Most of these clans no longer even exist. Is this authentic?
You bet your hairy arse it is. Taken from a tablet in Caridan's fortress, no less.
Then is it true? The rumors of Caridan's so-called volunteers? Extraordinary! I would love to make a copy of this. The Shaperit has never had much information on Caridan and his golems, much less proof of this magnitude. Warden, I hope this artifact from our archives will suffice as a reward. I must inform the Shaperit at once.
Sorry if I was making noise while he was talking. I was looking to see... My throat's a little bit scratchy today, and I normally have like some cough drops stashed in my monitor stands that I can grab one if I need to while I'm streaming, just to soothe my throat so I'm not like sounding scratchy or coughing on stream. But I think I used up my stash and I don't have any. I hate cough drops though. I hate the taste of them. It's awful. But I would do it for you all, just so you don't have to suffer through listening to my scratchy voice. I'm not sick or anything. It's just like seasonal allergies. It's finally like actually autumn weather here and in Nashville, and it's gotten suddenly a bit colder and a bit drier, and I'm still adjusting. It's nice though. I'm happy to have the colder weather. I'm happy to have some sweater weather. I feel like we don't get very much at all of it just being cool but still nice before it, like, because winter here can be quite wet, you know, and so then it's just cold and wet, which is not fun. It can be nice. Sometimes we get like nice snow and stuff, but sometimes it's like cold but with high humidity, which is like not my favorite. I don't think it's anybody's favorite.
News of the hour.
Let me check the journal again. Oh yeah, we just gotta meet Orta and then we're done.
Lord Harrimont arrested. Thrown into prison.
Well, done with these little missions anyway. There she is. Oh, that's Lady Dace. She has the same hairstyle.
For putting a new Idukan on the
Did I pass it? Let me look at the map. That's House Harrimont Palace. I went the wrong direction. I always forget the assembly hall is like further in, like going down towards the Shaperate. Oh, no, I did pass it. Anyway. That's the... Yeah, there it is. Okay. No sense of direction whatsoever.
My name's Orta. After the old Orton house, they gave our seat back. And the records show which houses still owe House Orton money. One day, I will be able to properly thank you for all you've done for me.
I can let her... Well, no, I'm not gonna ask her for money. That's
I don't know what treasure is left, but whatever I get, you can have as much as you want. I'll have to find someone willing to look. Maybe a whole expedition. If the Thaig is still there, it must have something. House Orton will not forget this kindness. Didn't that sound official?
Okay, now we'll go back to the Deep Roads and learn about Shale's history. And then once we've done that, we'll see how much time we have left. And see about catching up on other side missions or side quests. We might need to go to Dinnerum or one of the cities where they have the Chanter's Board. I think there was something... This is lit up. Oh, I haven't done that. These are just ones I haven't done. I think I have enough toxin extracts I could deliver those. How many of the... I've been collecting some of the love letters, but I don't... Oops, wrong one. I don't know how many I have. I have 8 and I need 12, so I'll have to find the last 4. I don't know where they are. Once it gets like later in the game, like closer to the end, and all these little like find or collect so many of those things, then I'll kind of wrap those up. And anything where they're in like specific locations, I'll like maybe look it up, just give myself a little help wrap it up faster. But that's not for today's stream. That's a ways down the road. What's that one? Oh, that's the Anvil of the Void. I was looking at the little map icons and I wasn't sure I recognized all of them. At least not right away. Let's save. like the Legion of the Dead say that like the deep roads have emptied out quite a bit because of the blight on the surface, but I still feel like there are a lot of darkspawn here. I'm trying to target the shade, but I'm not doing it. There we go. I feel like most of these structures and these Thaigs and the deep roads, like, there are doors, but you can't actually, like, access them or enter them, but I'm always, like, worried I'm going to miss out on something. So I have to, like, hover over them to make sure it's not a door I can actually interact with.
Cadash Thaig. Perhaps. It may also be where I was found. These ruins are always overrun by vermin. There may be something noteworthy further in, however.
Oh, I did find some, like, new crystals. I wanted to see if they're better than the ones Shale has already installed. Is that the right word? I don't know. Lightning one was better. Okay.
Did I live here?
That's not where I meant to place that. Let's not make the animals fight for us. I just found some. I think I can make some. I think I've got a couple elf fruit. I can make some potions for us so that we're not in dire straits. Oh, I don't have Leliana with us. There are going to be some chests that we can't open. Oh no. I'm not going to leave and go get her, but maybe if we can still access this place after completing the quest, which I honestly don't remember if we can or not. I might come back with her at some point to unlock any chests we've missed. I hate missing out on the loot and the supplies. Let's get just the lesser health potion. I can only make the one, but that's one more. We have 2 lesser, and is that it? Yeah, that's it. But at least that gives us something, right? At least we're not running around down here with no health potions whatsoever. Something up there? No, just rock. I keep meaning to like place it further away, but I'm not doing it correctly.
I shall do it. It shall be done.
What's on your mind?
Sorry, Wen. I didn't mean to bother
There's
you.
no trouble.
Just trying to click on the pile of junk. No, I don't want to go there. I want to loot the bodies. There we go. I can't open it because I don't have Leliana. I wish there was a spell that you could learn. I feel like in a lot of games, I mean, I'm thinking of Skyrim, I think, you know, where like if there's an ability you can, that's like not a magical ability, you can find like a spell or a magical way to compensate for it if you've got like a different skill set. And I think that's what I need. Or there should be in this game, there should be a open locked spell. Lots of deep stalkers. I cannot see through that green ring.
Very well.
Why are the deep stalkers carrying money? Oh, the deep stalkers are fighting the darkspawn too. Then I'm just gonna let them. No, guys, you can just like wait. Let them handle. Okay. Oh, sorry, Shale. The cursor again. There it is. What's up here? Just go let them fight and I'll go explore. Brave though, aren't they? I've killed most of the Deep Stalker's friends and it still keeps fighting. Is that the way we're meant to go? I think so. I think this is a dead end. Yeah. I can't see what I'm trying to do. There it is.
It shall be done.
I appreciate the deep stalkers carrying health poultices that we can loot off their bodies, but where did they get them and how are they carrying them? Do they have little deep stalker pockets? Are the deep stalkers actually marsupials? Oh, now they're running away. That's not good. It's always a bad sign when you see something that should be an enemy
It is begun.
running in the other direction. If the monster's running from something, it's just a worse monster, right? Oh, or they're just getting organized. I messed up the camera again. Oh, I froze almost everybody.
Now we do battle.
Can't see. There it is.
Very well.
spell that wind keeps casting. It makes it hard to like see the ground. Deep Stalker leader. Oh no. I died. Alright, it's all good. Except now I'm injured. Do we even have injury kits? I don't think so. Nope. Oh well. The Deep Stalkers have little pouches, like marsupial pouches, or like they wear like a little belt with a pouch on it and collect things in it.
I shall do it.
It's actually kind of cute. Oops.
It shall be done. It is begun. As you say.
Wait, is this the way we came? No, there are new enemies. And a chest you can't open because I didn't bring Leliana. No, fireball everybody. Why can't I? Oh, because I lost the cursor again, that's fine. Can't click on anybody. They make a funny noise. They gurgle. Is that it? I think so. Hope I can make another potion because I found an elf root. If I have flasks left. I do. Every little bit helps, I guess. I'm gonna look at the map a little closer. It looks like... Does that continue somewhere, or is that just a wall? This looks like it continues somewhere. We can always double back.
Crawling with filth. Typical. This quickly.
I haven't lost the cursor that time. Must have been blocked. How do arrows do any damage to Shale? Shale is literally made of stone. I can understand why like the hammers and mallets and stuff would do damage to Shale, but not arrows and not like swords and things. Doesn't make sense to me. Oh, they are ugly little buggers. I'm dead. The Shrieks have really scary, like ugly faces. I don't care for them. I don't want to be Shale. I don't know how to use their attacks. Oh no, I let Wind die. I should have gone to her first. Ooh, I'll poke him. I don't know. Ogren can take them all on by himself, but we can try. Nope, can't do it. I don't feel like any of the fights are actually beatable, like with just one character, with just one player character or one party member. Like you can do your best, but oh, I should have saved after those last couple of fights. Why does that happen? I think I'm facing the correct way and then she turns around and casts it in the wrong direction.
Now.
More deep stalkers. One of them's the leader again.
It is begun.
I say that every time, but like I'm always happy to loot health potions because there just are never enough. But at least we found some this time.
It shall be done. It is begun. I shall do it.
I'm gonna make a couple health potions again, and then this time I will save. Is that where we came from? That's where we're gonna go, I think. The map. Yeah. Well, no. That's where we came from, I think. Let me just save. No. Wrong button. Why can't I click on the correct thing today? I don't know why. Everybody on fire. Sorry, friend. Now we keep moving forward. I'm just going to go ahead and save again, because I don't want to repeat any of that.
I shall do it.
Crawling with filth. Typical.
Now we do battle!
sure I've looted everything, but before I move forward, I'm going to save again. I think last time I just triggered too many enemies all at once. Wait, am I going the right way? Better that time. Oh, save. Anything over there? I don't think so. Poor Ogren's going to be collecting injuries again. Found money. That's good. Maybe when I go back to dinner, I can get, was it like fancy robes I found that I wanted? Or was it a fancy staff? Don't remember. You don't like the shrieks or shrieker? They're shrieks, I think. Just shrieks. I think that's what they're called.
I'm uncertain what I hope to find here.
Yeah, still go the right way. Oh no!
I shall do.
Not just an ogre, but it's an ogre alpha. It really wants to get at me. It's like, I'm not interested in the rest of you.
As you
have lyrium potions? No. Or I'm running out of mana and need lyrium? Is that how it works? I'm not sure. Oh cool, Augur gets the kill shot. Good for him. I mean, I feel like my spells did a lot of that damage, but that's okay. He can take credit for it. I'll let him. Just this once. I don't know if it can do a slow-mo kill if you're a mage, so it maybe just goes to like whoever lands the last like physical blow.
What is this? This I remember. It has dates and names. This is to honor those who volunteered, those who became golems. And there is my name, Shale of House Cadash. Just as Caradin said. I remember now. I remember, Shale. That was me.
My hands are feeling a little stiff and sore from practicing earlier. And a couple of those stretches really hurt. Not hurt, but just felt tense. Did Inquisition have golems? Hello, Knock? Is that? I'm going to call you Knock if that's okay. I hope you're having a nice night. Oh, maybe in the Deep Roads DLC. I forget what it's called. The one where you go like really deep into the Deep Roads looking for Titans. Did it? No, it was just those special dwarves. Like, not special dwarves, but like the dwarves that lived like super deep. That were like their own kind of race almost. I don't think so. I think we only see golems in the first one. No, there are some golems in 2. They're just not in Inquisition. I wonder too. I've been avoiding all Veilguard content altogether because I want to go in totally blind and with a totally open mind. So other than the fact that it is coming, I have not watched any of like the gameplay footage or like the concept art or all that stuff. What will my race be in Veilguard? I honestly don't know. Like I said, I'm avoiding. I don't know what the options are. I'm avoiding all of the stuff. I want to go into it when it's time to play. I want to go into it totally blind. Let's see. It's been so long since like I played one of these games for the first time, and when I first played this series, I knew nothing about it. So I got to like go into it totally blind and then kind of learn about it and just discover more about it and find others who liked and enjoyed it. And I kind of want to do that again. I don't know if I'll play it for the first time on stream or the first time like alone, you know, and then play it on stream. It is a little difficult. I avoid all the articles and the videos that pop up and just it'll be worth it. I want to enjoy that first like playthrough experience. How did I first find out about Dragon Age? Actually it's kind of a simple story, but I didn't discover it online or anything. When we moved to Tennessee, my brother-in-law had an Xbox 360 he wasn't using anymore, and he gave it to us and a bunch of games because Andrew, my husband, wanted one, and he had one he wasn't using anymore, and it was in the games that he gave us with it, and Andrew was a little familiar with it, I think, and he thought I would like it. He recommended that I played it, so I put it in and played it one day. So yeah, that's how I actually didn't know anything about it going in, and that was kind of fun. I got to kind of just like figure it out for myself and just experience it, which doesn't happen as much anymore. You know, a lot of times when I play a game for the first time now, I know a lot about it, or I've heard a lot about it going in, and I liked that for a while. But now I'm getting back to like, there's a game I know I want to play, at some point I stop like looking for information about it, and I just like I want to give it a totally blind, you know, I guess altered perspective going in, just not for any reason other than my own enjoyment, just to get to like form my own opinions and stuff. To me, it's kind of like going into a book. Like if I have a book I want to read, I don't want to hear too much about it ahead of time. I just want to experience it. And so it's kind of the same thing. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I really appreciate it. Well, let's finish talking to Shale.
Wonderful to remember being a soft, squishy creature of flesh. Perhaps I will need to think on these things I have learned. Perhaps I will speak to it of them soon. For now, let us carry on as we have.
You found it in a store similar to Blockbuster, and your country just thought box art looked cool, and little did you know it would be incredible. That's like, I love that kind of stuff. I feel like most of us don't get to do that much anymore. Like, probably for me, the closest thing to that is like going to a bookstore and picking up a book just because it sounds cool. But yeah, that's one of the things I kind of like miss about like Blockbuster. I remember as a kid, like just going and like just browsing the movies like with my sister, and then just grabbing one because it looked cool, you know, like some of my favorite movies back then were found that way. Now it's like we have to do like a month's research online about everything before we read or watch or experience it, which sometimes fine, but other times I'm like, it's gonna take some of like the surprise and the magic out of it. Oh yeah, I never rented video games as a kid. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason why not, other than I think I was worried I would get it and then I would not be able to finish it and would have to check it out like over and over. Because I did have a Nintendo 64 as a kid, and I remember the Blockbuster near us did rent 64 games, but I usually just, if I borrowed one, I borrowed it from a friend. But I kind of wish, like, I feel like we should do it. Someone should bring it back. Like, record stores, like vinyl stores have come back. Let's bring back video rental stores. And yeah, I think it could be fun. Because now, or like DVD rental. So it's like now I feel like everybody's got, like, not everybody. I guess some people don't have a way to play a disc anymore. Our Xbox is old enough. It still has like, it still reads discs or has the disc drive, I guess is the way you say it. But like, I don't own a computer. Well, I have an old one that doesn't really work, but I don't really own a computer anymore that even has a disc drive. Yes, the feeling of just like picking a movie was good. It was a little bit of a crapshoot. Sometimes you got something awesome, and sometimes you got something not so awesome. And the last one, your area closed in like 2012. Yeah, I think my last Blockbuster experience was about that time. I think most of the ones here in the States, or at least where I grew up, were gone by that point. But we lived in London for a little bit, did my post-grad over there from like 2010 to 2012, and there was one there that we went to quite a bit. But I think it might have closed while we were living there, so about the same time. Can we talk to Shale again about what we just learned? No, we'll do that later at camp. We'll follow up at camp later. Okay, let's go. Nock, where in the world are you, if you don't mind sharing? You can be as vague as you want. If you want to say planet Earth, that is totally fine, unless it's not planet Earth, in which case I might have follow-up questions. But you can say like country, city, whatever. You don't have to be specific if you don't want to. You're from Greece. Okay, cool. I've always wanted to visit Greece, but I've never had an opportunity. I always see like such nice pictures. I think I probably am envisioning what people over here would consider like quintessential or Greece, or maybe like I'm picturing like the ocean, and which I think is the picture I have in my head is Santorini. But it's a country I would definitely like to visit. I love Greek food. I think it's really yummy. I think it's one of those countries I would love to visit and just enjoy all the local food. Have I traveled to Europe before? Yes, well, not technically Europe, but I lived in London for a little over 2 years, and I've been to Belgium for a little over a week for a clarinet summer course, and that's really it. I want to see more of Europe. Our most recent trip was to Japan, so totally different, but still really fun. But we're going back to London next month, actually, for a visit. And then after that, I think it's time to start saving up and planning for another trip to Europe somewhere. I'm not sure where. I have like a long wish list of places I want to visit. It's hard sometimes to narrow it down and pick just one. I sometimes wish I could be like one of those people who like saves up a bunch of money and then just like travels for an entire year, you know, like just kind of be a nomad for a year. I think that would be so fun, but not really in the cards for me. Your recommendation would be to visit Rome. I would love to visit Rome. You loved it more than Greece. That's how I feel about London. I liked living in London, living in the UK more than my home country. London's my favorite city in the world. But yes, I've heard really nice things about Rome, and it seems like one of the prettiest places too. And also Italian food. Awesome. And lots of places in Italy I think I would like to see too. I feel like Italy is one of those countries also where, yes, all the ancient stuff for sure. Where am I going this way? I don't need to go this way. Oh, now let's go back to camp. We need to do that. The history too, yes. That's one of the things about living here, you know, is comparatively like my country is so new. It's just, can I just fast travel from here? That would be nice. Like we don't have much that's like super old. And even just like living in London, it just would, no, we have to actually leave. It would blow my mind how you could just see like this wall that is like older than my entire state, you know? Like it's crazy. You literally have a Roman aqueduct like 3 blocks from your house. That's so cool. Yeah, things are, like, it's just the country itself. Oop, we all listen.
How'd you know so bleeding much about ale? Have some tawdry tale of misspent youth to tell?
Nothing quite so interesting, my friend. The tranquil mages of the circle just happen to be alchemical miracle workers, and they brew more than just potions. There was always a pitcher or two of fine ale at our supper table.
Well, bless my britches. Maybe when all this is done, I'll chat up 1 or 2 of them quiet mages.
Tranquil.
Tranquil, quiet, insipid. Same difference.
But yeah, everything here is so new. And also, like, one of the things I wish didn't happen was it feels like anytime there is an old building or an old house,
Give me a moment.
somebody comes along and tears it down to build something new, so nothing gets to like age to be that old and cool and historic. What difficulty am I playing? See, this is the thing about this playthrough. This is my first PC playthrough, so I am not used to the keyboard and mouse setup. I'm getting better, but I'm playing on mostly normal. But if I fail a fight 3 times, then I knock it down to easy so that we can progress. I've played it on Nightmare on Xbox, but I am much better at the Xbox controller than I am this version.
Of course everything's all right. Just give me one sodding moment. By the stone. I feel like I'm about to fall off the world with all that sky up there.
It's interesting to me how the dwarves kind of see like the sky the way some of us see the ocean. I've heard others talk about it. I love the ocean. I love like anytime I get to be on a boat and just kind of like be out and just see like the wide expanse of water. But I understand how it can be intimidating to some people, and it's interesting to me how like the dwarves talk about the sky kind of the way some people talk about the sea and having a little bit of a fear of it. I wonder what the dwarves would think of the oceans then, because they don't really have that underground. These games taught you English. That's really cool. And it makes me wonder, I've had the advice before that like to learn another language, you should read a book you know really well in that language. And I've never actually attempted it. And I'm wondering, maybe I could apply the same logic to video games. I could set the ones where you can like set a language, or I guess get on eBay and find one in the language, but like get a game I know really well, like Mass Effect or any of these, and play it in the other language to help learn it. That might be fun. Last time you played with the controller was in like 2011. Yeah, I've played a few games on PC with the, I mean, other than this, I think it's really just been Minecraft I've played using a keyboard, so like not anything super intense, I guess. But I have a USB Xbox controller, but it's not compatible with this game. That's just my preference. That's how I started getting into video games, and that's where I feel most comfortable. So if I want to learn something new, I can do it on the keyboard. If I just want to enjoy the game and have the comfort of playing, then I can use the controller. Oh, so these can talk to English. That's really cool. I think I saw that already, but sorry if I got out of order. TV shows helped. Yes, that's true too. You don't dub, so just having them on and listening to them and avoiding reading the subs was really good. Yeah, I think that's kind of the next thing I should do. Sometimes I try to find like shows. Maybe I should do it with shows I know very well, like I've watched before. But I like trying to watch shows like from other countries that are subbed as much as possible to learn a little bit of the language. I've been trying to learn German for like musical terms because I struggle with the German musical terms sometimes. My mic is the one that just came with my audio interface. I have a Focusrite Scarlett i2, and when I bought it, I just bought the set that came with the mic arm, which I since ditched because I hated it, and then the headphones. So that's what it is. I don't know what they call it. As I've been trying to find a second one, I would like to have a second one. So I can have one for my instrument and one for my voice and have them kind of set differently with different gains, and then kind of toggle between them for my main channel. And I don't think they sell this one like on its own. I think you can only get it if you buy that kit that has the interface, and I don't need another interface. Yeah, it's an XLR, and I like it. I don't think it's like stellar sound quality, especially with my instruments, but it's good. It's better than what I started with, and it got me going with like slightly better, like it's a step up from the USB mic I started with, so I'm happy with it, at least for now. Someday I'll invest in an upgrade, but not just yet. Well, I'm not going to be mean to Auburn. We'll ask questions instead.
Strange is your wife turning out to prefer the ladies. Not living in a world without a bleeding ceiling. Well, let's get moving. We're losing, daylight.
Yeah, I honestly, a lot of the really good ones are really expensive, but I've been looking at some that I couldn't tell you what they are, but I've got them bookmarked, like for the future that I might upgrade to, that are like not ridiculous. But I'm not in a place where I'm ready to choose yet. Well, I don't have the money to buy one right now, but I'll start saving up, and then I'll see what I want and go from there. I think really what I need more than like a new microphone is a second microphone, though. But if this one is decent for voice, then I need to find one for just speaking. I don't sing or anything, but I need to find one that makes my instrument sound the best it possibly can, because sometimes I listen back to the stream and I'm like, I don't sound like that in real life. I don't think it just didn't pick it up correctly. Who are your romances for the 3 games? I no spoilers for this playthrough, because I have decided who I'm romancing in each game, but I'm keeping it to myself for the time being. This game, for this playthrough, we've romanced Leliana, because I think that makes the most interesting story, other than being a male warden romancing Morgan. I think that makes an interesting story too, but I'm going to go for no spoilers, another option in that regard. But I think it's interesting to have the warden romance Leliana, and games 2 and 3 are just a secret for now, but I have already decided. I don't have, like, when I play Mass Effect, romance Garrus every single time. That's what I do. But for these games, I actually mix it up quite a bit. I kind of like to try all the different combinations and just see what the story is like when that happens. It's never like a big difference, but it's kind of fun to see how it plays out. One is always Morgan. I do like that one for the story, but my feeling was I feel like there are maybe more playthroughs of that on the internet, so I wanted to do this one because I just like it adds some color to the 3rd game. You know, I think if you've had Leliana romance the warden. 1 is Morgan, 2 is Meryl, Fenris, or for story reasons, Anders, and 3 is Solus. I've done all of them, I think, at this point. I've played every combination. And I'm not gonna talk about my thoughts because I don't want to spoil anybody, because I have some people who come to stream and watch who've never played these games before and this is their first experience. So I don't want to give it away. Mass Effect is always Tally. I think that's Andrew's preference too. When you play Finshep and Garrus, I love Garrus so much. He's probably my favorite video game character of all time. I just love him. Initially, the first time I played Mass Effect, I rage quit and eventually came back, which is good because it's my favorite series now. But what kind of like got me and kept me invested when I was struggling with learning like the gameplay mechanics was Garrus. I just loved him as a character, and yeah, so he's my favorite. All right, I need to level up Ogren. Let's give him. He's a little low on Constitution. Give him 2 points Con, and then let's do 1 Strength. Oh, do I want to do the last Berserker one? Or do I want to do another... Oh, he can't do another... Oh, yes, he can. Do that 2-handed one. And a save. Every time I level up, I have to save because I keep forgetting. And then I die and I have to redo it. You just started Mass Effect again 2 days ago. I spent over a year playing it on stream because it was a little stop and go for a while. And I'm still ready to play it again. I feel like every autumn going into November in 7 days, I always want to play it again. You started going rogue for almost all of your runs in Origins, melts everything. You know, that's... do you mean going rogue like play class, or going rogue like just making random in-game choices and like trying to make it as muddy as possible? Because that's fun too. Sometimes I like to do a little bit of a chaotic playthrough too. Let's go to camp. We haven't done friend chats in a while. I'll talk to Pancake first. Hi, Pancake. Pets. Rogue is in class. Okay, yeah. I prefer playing Rogue, but I wanted to do an all Mage character playthrough for stream, and it frustrates me so much when I can't unlock a chest because I'm not a Rogue. You can't do chaotic playthroughs anymore. Sometimes I'm in the mood to. Sometimes I'm in the mood to for the chaos, but like sometimes there are some things you just can't do the chaotic option for. It makes me too sad. I can't do it. Yeah, exactly. Like there's some, like even if I'm doing like a chaotic Mass Effect playthrough, there are certain things that do not happen. Let's do this because I got things to get rid of in inventory. Then we can do the donations. Let's do the ones for the dwarves since we just got them as allies. Do the sapphires. And oh, I have to click in again each time. Malachites. This is why I've been hoarding all that junk, because I knew I would need to donate it later. Have I played KOTOR? No, I'm not familiar with that. Is that the name? It almost seems like that should be like an acronym for a longer title. But no, I'm not familiar. I was kind of late to like playing video games. I had a Super Nintendo and a Nintendo 64 as a kid, and but didn't own like a bunch of games, and then kind of didn't play anything for a while. Like just would kind of, you know, reach for those every now and then, off and on. Oh, it's Knights of the Old Republic, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, you typed it, but it finally occurred to me what that was after sitting here for a second. No, I haven't, but I've heard good things. Wasn't there a remaster? I feel like... Or did they announce that there was going to be a remaster? I don't know. So many games are getting remade and remastered. I'm losing track. But I was a little late to playing video games. My first, real childhood Nintendo video game experience was while we were living in London, and we had our first Xbox because Andrew wanted one. I was indifferent at that point, but we got one refurbished and a bunch of used games, or not a bunch, but we picked up some used games to get started with, and he recommended Fable 2. So that was about 2010 was my first. I played Fable 2, and that was my first Xbox game and kind of the first game that got me into actually playing video games, or as an adult, I guess. Yeah, I've never played it. Andrew, were they remastering one? Is that one we talked about, or I can't remember. It's been a while. The graphics are old, but I don't mind sometimes. Like, sometimes it's fine if they're old. Like, I don't mind. It kind of adds to the experience. Sometimes it does make it a little difficult to, like, see things or understand what you're seeing on screen, but I don't always mind. I don't know if I want to donate coins because I want that special robe or staff or whatever it was that I was thinking about earlier. I'll have to check and see how much money we actually have. I'll donate the lower level runes to the circle. Okay. So
We are better with every step you take.
Chats with friends. You started with the PS2. I had one of my friends growing up had PS2, so I would play a little bit at their house, but I wasn't super familiar. Now that I'm used to the Xbox controller, anytime I try to play on a PlayStation controller, like, I don't know what to do. I can't figure it out. Maybe there was talk and it didn't happen or hasn't happened. I don't know.
I have watched you for a time, and perhaps I was wrong. There seems to be something special between the two of you. I think she feels she's truly found her place with you. That after all her wanderings, she's finally home. I think I was too harsh in my judgment before, and I am sorry. What you have may not last forever. Death and duty may part you, but love's worthiness is not diminished because of that. I should have seen this before. Instead, you learn to cherish every precious moment that you spend together, knowing that it may be the last. And for those of us watching, well, it brings warmth to these old bones to know that something so beautiful can be found in the midst of chaos and strife.
Yeah, there's some older games that I like and I want to play again, but like in the original form. Like, I really wish I still had my Nintendo 64. I would love to play like Mario 64 again. Not a remastered or ported version, just like the original. My friend who had the PS2 growing up, the two games I would play when I went to her house were Monster Rancher 2 and Ape Escape. I remember Ape Escape being a lot of fun, but I have a very limited amount of experience with PlayStations. I've seen like footage of Kingdom Hearts and I've always wanted to play it, but maybe someday we'll get a PlayStation and I'll give it a try. Oh, you thought you had to play? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've stayed away from Final Fantasy because for a while I thought like I'm never going to catch up in this series, but Andrew was explaining to me that they're all like independent stories. You don't have to really play any of them to jump in. You play them all during COVID. That's a good COVID project. Oh yeah, I could use the emulator on PC, but I don't know. I feel like I want a Nintendo 64 again. I want the whole original, like, authentic experience again.
What's on your mind?
Oh, I didn't know that Kingdom Hearts is on PC. I'll have to look it up. Is it in Steam? I guess I'll have to see. Add it to my wish list. Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, and thank you for asking. I'm feeling much better today.
Well, that's a good question. I'm not going to answer for you, Andrew, but I think I remember you saying that your favorite Final Fantasy is 7. Is that correct? Or did you say you actually decided you liked another one better? Because I know we talked about this recently. I've heard other people say 9. I've heard 7 and I've heard 9 and I've heard 8 a couple of times, and I feel like there's some people like 13? I don't know. There's certain ones. I asked Andrew about this recently, and he was like looking up an article of like, or like a survey where they had rated them, and it wasn't 7 that was rated the best. Which one was it that was rated the best on that article? I don't remember. 7, 9, and X. Is it not 10? Is it just X? Is this Final Fantasy brought to us by... Never mind. I'm not giving any promo to that individual on my stream, microscopic as it is. Did you say it X? Or, I always thought it was 10, but just they write it with Roman numerals. Right? Or am I just dumb? It was like 4 or 6. I don't remember. It was one that I didn't expect. But no, I'm not losing my mind, right? Like, it is Final Fantasy X. Okay, thank you. It's like, have I been saying it wrong this entire time and embarrassing myself without realizing it?
I suppose I must be.
Is there more to talk
What's
about
on
with
your
Wynn?
mind? Is something troubling you? No one said it would be easy. You are one of the 2 surviving Grey Wardens in Ferelden. You defend all of us, and much rests on your shoulders. It may not mean much to you, but thank you for having the courage to continue to fight.
How many sequels does 13 have? I thought the ones that had sequels only had like one. Like, is it 13 and 15 have a part 1 and a part 2? Does 13 have more than one sequel? So it's like it almost becomes its own series in its own right, like as an offshoot from the main series.
And that gives me hope.
We're not going to do like every bit of conversation with everybody, but I just want to... Well, maybe we haven't done that many conversations with
the Grey
Wynn.
Wardens of old. It was said that watching the Wardens ride in on their white griffins was enough to rouse a weary heart and put the dance back in the step of an old man. The Grey Wardens were powerful, feared and respected, but they also inspired the common people. I remember a tale that was told to me many years ago. The Blight had ravaged the land for months, and the armies of the great kings had amassed for one last stand. As the sun burst through the clouds that boiled and churned in the dark sky above, it illuminated a vast, seething horde of darkspawn, with the archdemon at its head. And it was then, when courage seemed to fail, and all lost to death and despair, that the Grey Wardens came. They arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums and stood before the armies of men. The Grey Wardens, grim and fearless, marched forth, ever between the men and the encroaching darkspawn. They formed a shield of their own bodies and held that line until the archdemon was dead and the last darkspawn lay trampled in the dirt. And then, demanding neither reward nor recognition for their sacrifice, the Grey Wardens departed. When the clouds finally rolled back and the sun shone full upon the blighted ground, the great kings knew that they had lost no men, and none of their blood had been spilled.
Oh, yeah, okay, 2 sequels, so there are 3 parts to 13, right? I saw your chat about Wynn's side quest, and I was like, I don't remember what that is. Is that possible? I've somehow missed that every time. I feel like that's not true, and I just blinked on it. But if I have, then at least it'll be something new. And yes, it is 4 a.m. Please go get some sleep, and have a great night, and have a good sleep. And thank you so much for stopping by stream, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support.
This is a tale about no battle the Grey Wardens have fought, and yet about them all. They have always defended us from the Darkspawn, taking losses so we do not have to. People may have forgotten over the centuries, but nothing has changed. This knowledge has been blessing and burden to Grey Wardens past.
Oh, thank you.
And now, it shall be your blessing and your burden.
I feel like I still struggle a little bit streaming video games sometimes. So many moving parts, sometimes I just make a mess of it, but today's going all right. Haven't died an unreasonable number of times, and no technical difficulties, so that's a win.
What's on your mind?
Win. I didn't do that on purpose, I promise. That was just dumb. That wasn't on purpose, but anyway. Let's see. We'll go ahead and finish this line of chat with her.
Won't. I don't think so either. You would not have been happy living a dull, uneventful life, dying in obscurity. You wonder sometimes, don't you? If your life would be better if you weren't who you are.
Since I'm feeling like I don't remember Wynn's side quest, maybe I've done it before, maybe I haven't. Maybe it'll come to me later. I feel like I want to do all the dialogue with her now to see if I can trigger whatever it is or start us down that path. Because that'll be interesting, I guess, if I find something I've never played before. But I don't know. I feel like I must have, but I'm blanking on what it actually is.
When I was a young woman in the tower, I came to the realization that the circle would be my life, and I would know no other. Family, love, a simple life. These were things that others took for granted, that I would never have. It made me very moody. All I could think of was being trapped in that tower with no way out and no end in sight. I started hating my life and myself, and one night I found myself in the tower's chapel. I was seeking refuge, maybe answers. I must have looked tearful or made some noise, because the revered mother came out and decided to speak to me. And because I had no one else to talk to, I talked to her. I must have said many silly things, but she told me that the Maker puts us all on our paths for a reason, and fighting our intended course is what causes so much anguish. I thought the old biddy was full of rubbish. I was 15, maybe 16, and I knew everything. So I left, but I always found my way back to that chapel. And as the years passed, I began to see the truth of her words. We were supposed to be polar opposites, mage and priest. But we weren't. There was much about us that was the same. The revered mother had lived in the chantry all her life, as I had been in the tower for all of mine. She taught me that you can find your family in the people around you, that you can love your work and find fulfillment in duty, and there is joy even in self-sacrifice. If you put others before yourself, then their well-being is yours, and their happiness is your happiness. It isn't healthy to throw yourself at a pack of darkspawn either in order to save the world. So I'd say you're in no position to judge. You can scream and cry and be angry about life as a Grey Warden. Or you can accept it and allow yourself to see the good in it. This is your choice. What's on your mind? I will answer to the best of my ability. The circle is in good hands. Irving knows what to do, and he doesn't need me underfoot. For now, I will support those that battle the Darkspawn. I do feel I left things unfinished in Ostagar. There is so much left to do, and I would be part of it. The Grey Wardens, all 2 of you, need all the help you can get. I will see this through to the bitter end, and after that, if I am still left standing, then I will return to the circle. Perhaps. What's on your mind? I will answer to the best of my ability. People don't become mages. They are born mages. The talent just surfaces later. But you are asking how I ended up at the circle. I was brought there by the Templars, just like many of the other apprentices. I don't remember very much. I was very young then. I didn't have a family. I never knew my real parents. My earliest memory was of hiding in a hayloft on a farm, trying to keep warm. I was found, and the farmer's wife was kind enough not to send me away. But they had children of their own, and I was never made to feel welcome. The eldest son was the worst. He was always calling me a stray, and throwing anything he could get his hands on at me. And I don't know how it happened, but one day, he just found his hair on fire. Fortunately, there was a large trough nearby. I had singed his hair and eyebrows, but injured little other than his pride. Who knows what they would have done to me had he been more seriously hurt. Thankfully, all I had to endure was a few nights locked in a cold barn with a bowl of water and a crust of bread. The Templars arrived several mornings later. I'll never forget the moment the Templars led me into the entrance hall of the tower. I had never seen anything so grand in my life. I stopped being afraid then. I knew I was home.
It's interesting that compared to what we learned about other mages, Wynne has had like a generally positive experience at the tower, and I think she's, as her character, she's capable of being critical of it, but like ultimately sees it as a net positive in her life. And one of the interesting like things between Game 1 and Game 2 is I think the contrast between Ferelden's tower, Mage's Tower, and Kirkwall's Mage's Tower. You might learn like retroactively that Ferelden's tower is awfully progressive and lenient, whereas the opposite is true in Kirkwall. So I like that contrast because it like paints the issue as much more complicated than just all circles are bad, because obviously like the Ferelden mages, at least at this point in the timeline, like some of them really don't like it. Like Jawin wanted to leave so he could be with Lily, you know, depending how we play our character, they always wanted to leave, you know, that sort of thing. But like it's not like a universal thing, like, because Wynne is fairly happy. Well, I mean, she gets to leave quite a bit. She gets quite a lot of like out privileges, but she seems generally pretty happy being a member of the circle. Whereas I don't think we meet a single mage in Kirkwall who's actually happy to be a member of the mages circle there, or to have to live in the tower.
We were the lucky ones. I learned very quickly that for every apprentice in the tower, there was probably one who never even lived to see the Templars come. No child, not even a mage child, is a match for an angry mob trying to place blame for a failed crop, a hard winter, a baby born dead. Superstition and fear is what makes these people behave in this manner. It will be a good long time before that changes. Well, that's about all there is to my tale. That's how I came to the circle. It has been almost a year, hasn't it? Do you miss the tower at all? You can take a mage out of the circle, but you can't take the circle out of the mage. Or so Irving used to say. He was joking, but there is some truth to the statement. A mage never really leaves the circle, and for the rest of your life, you will be seen as a circle mage. But you will always be a mage, especially in the eyes of others. You represent both mages and Grey Wardens, and your actions may reflect well or badly on both groups. Remember that. Oh, but listen to me go on. You start a conversation, and I just run away with it, don't I? I've been mentoring apprentices for so long, it's become something I do unconsciously. I don't know if I could stop even if I wanted to.
Did we do all of her
What's
dialogue
on your
then?
mind? I will answer to the best of my ability.
Yes. Alright, so maybe next time we'll be able to get to the point where we can initiate her side quest. Let's do some inventory slash gift things. Just to help clear out inventory. Remarkable ruby goes to Shale.
Very nice indeed.
These are drinks go to Ogren.
My
I do need to talk to him though. I'm going to talk to him before we give him more gifts because I don't want to miss out on any dialogue. I probably should have waited on that one, but it's fine.
Come to talk
We haven't
to
had
old
any real
Ogren,
like conversations with him yet
Don't
since he
know
joined our
why.
group.
Nothing. I'm fine. Just, I got a hornet in my eye is all. Did you want to talk about something? What about? Oh, sure. I'm fine with it. I mean, she was a real firebrand between the sheets, but a bit soft in the skull, you know what I mean? Explains why she left, anyway. Oh, you don't know her. She was cracked like a glass floor. Before she was a paragon, I mean. After that, she really fell apart. I mean, she leaves me and flits about with that water-dart Hespith. What's she got that I don't? Just the thought of the two of them together, kissing and licking and intertwined on the floor of the deep roads. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the tent for a moment. Excuse me.
Augur needs a filter. I think because I've only got about like 20 minutes or so of stream left, I think I'm just gonna like use it to catch up with our friends because I've gotten really behind on chatting with them, and you know, for some things you have to like chat with them to progress, like with their little side quests and things. So I think I'm gonna just use the last of our time to do that because it's not really enough time to do any of the big things. And then on Friday we will turn in other little side quest things I've got that like need to go back to like Dinnerum or wherever, and then once we've done that we'll start, I think, the return to Ostagar and just get as far as we can in that. But I want to catch up on these first.
Pull up a drink, Warden. Join me in my sodding hole. Nah, just tired is all. Did you want to talk about something? What about? It's sodding great. At first I was a little queasy with all that air, but there's just so much of it. No one has any idea who you are or what you're doing. And the ale? Oh, who'd have thought? Ale made with grain. Aye, the surface is great. It's like a big, bright world of filth without a ceiling. My kind of place. Hey, let's go find something to kill, huh? All this talk makes my hands twitchy.
What do the dwarves make ale with besides grain? I don't really know much about alcoholic beverages. I'm not a big drinker. So, like, if you don't make it with grain, what do you make it with?
What about? What? Miss Orzammar? Are you mad, in addition to being ugly? They treated me like a puddle fly back there. I'm never going back. Alright. Aye, alright then. You there. Aye, you. I've been watching you. Where can I get some sauce for that rump roast?
Didn't you just call her ugly?
That's right. You've wiped your foot on the Ogren doormat of love. Go and make yourself ready, woman. I'll be right there to see to it.
No. Oh, he fell.
Chaps. Hey, Ward.
Oh, I messed it up. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
This human walks into a tavern, and there's an elf there, and she says... she says...
I think sometimes when I played this game, I've neglected the conversations with the non-love interest characters, and now I kind of regret it, because that was funny. Watching Ogren fall over was funny. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
She says, I don't...
Is he gonna fall over again? But I like how if I want to talk to him, he'll just get right back up. Oh no, he's just getting right back up on his own. He's just having a little difficulty with his equilibrium. He'll be okay. Oh, and he's suddenly sober.
What about? You get a sword or an axe, and are told to go out and defend your city. It's the best thing in the world. That is until you try to live in the city you saved. I mean, they train you to kill, teach you to harness your rage at the first noise you hear, then try to set 100 sodding rules about it. Like those provings. Ancestors show their favor through the strongest arm, right? So why so many rules saying how to fight and when you win and not to bloody kill? Killing's what swords are for. If that's how you feel, I'll try that out next time the Darkspawn are chewing on your leg. This makes me cranky. Don't you have any other inane questions? All right. Aye, all right then.
Oh, he didn't like that.
What you need? What about?
Alright, we've done all those.
Aye, all right then.
Oh, no, stop. I didn't want to do that.
What you need? You want to be a berserker? Thought I'd never see the day.
I don't think my character would be a berserker.
It's funny because you'll never be able to do it. A mage wants to be a berserker? But if you know someone fit for this type of work, I'll teach him. It'll be nice to have another berserker to grunt at for a change.
I don't know, I feel like a berserker battle mage could be pretty intimidating.
What the sod is there to know?
I don't know.
You get mad, you
I know that's not
fly
really a
into
thing that can
battle
happen.
and
Well,
things
no, I don't know.
die.
If you have like the
It's
battle,
pretty simple. The hard part
battle
is
mage
getting
part,
in
maybe
touch
you
with
can?
your rage. We all learn to hold that back. It's why we don't kill every duster who looks at us sideways. You need to shut that off. For some people, being in battle is enough. But others have to think about something. Violence, monsters, nobles, your wife, whatever. Aye, especially my wife. Why not? When you fight, you get mad. By the stone, it's a sodding tactic to enrage your enemy so he makes a mistake, right? Berserkers grab that anger and drink it like it's yesterday's ale. Then we turn it against our foes and watch the limbs fly.
thinking about it in terms of like D&D, I'm playing, in our current game, I'm playing a barbarian. So like barbarian in D&D I think is supposed to be like, or berserker in this game is kind of like a stand-in for barbarian in D&D. But as a bard, I'm like a spell casting barbarian, but like you can't rage and cast spells, so it's kind of like an either or. I kind of like swap between skill sets for my character when I'm playing. But in this game, well, in this first one, I think it's the only time it exists, but you can do that like, I forget what it's called specifically, but the battle mage, like not subclass, they call it a specialty. Or is it subclass? I don't remember. But I don't know if you can use any of like the berserker stuff with that. I don't think you can. I don't think that part overlaps. But I don't think in D&D it's kind of like sounds cool, but doesn't like really pan out in a super exciting way because you can't, like I said, you can't rage and cast spells at the same time. But I don't know. I still feel like if you had like a mage who was like a raging berserker in this game, that would be pretty intimidating.
Well, for most berserkers it does. Several years ago, I worked with a berserker on one expedition who just couldn't work himself up. We had to kick him in the stones before he could get going.
That's unpleasant.
I'm listening.
I think that's
Aye, all right then.
We can give him gifts, and maybe that'll make him have more things to talk about. I think that one's for him too.
By
Yep.
my ancestors, this is a wonderful gift.
And this is for him.
That looks fine indeed.
And this is for him.
That looks fine indeed.
So let me see this new dialogue now.
You sod. Tell that thing to give it back.
What?
That dog! Mangy mongrel. Sodding thing took my pants. But I'll show him. Yeah, I don't need my pants anyway.
Uh-huh. Yes, you do. You need your pants.
Aye. That's why I need to crack that dog over his sodding head. You hear that, Nug Humper? I'm coming for you. Prepare to die.
No falling over this time?
What you need? What about?
Alright, so I think we're good for now.
Aye, alright then.
We've got other gifts to give out, so we can do that. We haven't talked to Alistair in a while. See what he's been doing.
Away.
No.
Of course. Such as they are. About the Grey Wardens.
Have we done
anyhow.
everything with him already?
Fair enough. Ask
Aside
away.
from avoiding the flirty options.
Of course. Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring. That's just in public. In private, we have these yellow and purple tunics, right? Much more comfortable, and you don't break the beds when you jump on them during a pillow fight. On confession day, we could go all night. Being a Templar isn't all about chasing men in skirts and hiding behind priests, you know. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring. I suppose there's no harm in it then. Sorry if I was being perverse. I'm just not used to anyone asking me these things. The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it. The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home? We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
Hi, Learn Music. How are you? I hope you're having a nice Wednesday and a nice week so far.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Let's see. I'm going to take a break from conversations to do some more inventory management because I'm carrying a lot of extra stuff. Let's do more gifts first because that's an easy way to get rid of things. And I waited, I was hoarding all those gems to see which ones we needed to donate to the dwarves, and the ones that are left I'll just sell. I just can never remember which ones the dwarves actually want for the war donations. So the totem, I think that's for Alistair, but I'm going to look it up because I can't remember. At this point I should just own this in like hard copy, just a list of who gets what gift in this game, because I can never remember all of them. No, it's for Sten. I was wrong.
Unexpected. Thank you.
And then we have to etch some silver symbol. I don't remember who that one is for. What's for Leliana?
Oh, how dear
Her
of
approval's
you.
all the way up, so it doesn't really matter.
Thank you so much.
This gold symbol of Andraste is also hers.
How dear of you. Thank you so much.
I don't know who the gemmed bracelet is for. It's for anybody. So, ones are for anybody. I'm going to give some to Zevran, but I think we need to talk to him first. Not very familiar with Dragon Age, you kind of know BioWare's style of game. Yeah, but BioWare in like early 2000s or mid 2000s is a little different from like BioWare now. That could be a whole stream talking about my thoughts on BioWare and how they manage their business and their IPs, but it's different. This was my first BioWare game, so it was my introduction to their style. But I feel like it's also quite different from Mass Effect, which is like the first Mass Effect was actually made first. And I feel like this one's a little bit different. I don't know. I'm not super up on my BioWare history, but like the more modern games look quite different. And nobody talks about Anthem. Let's just not talk about Anthem. It never happened. I never played it, but it never happened.
By all means. Again, well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once. No, I'll not inflict that upon you just yet. Let's see, how about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts? Me? Not personally, but I did take part in the attack. Prince Azrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocell from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells. Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the Crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a Crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part. My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history. I had to find my way back to the safe house, bruised and naked, and thankful to be alive. But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
Let's see.
What say you?
I'm trying to see if there are like any unique ones that popped up.
By all means.
But I don't think so.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes. It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
No, not really.
No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most. It may as well be. But not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the Crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else. Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no? True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not. Even Grey Wardens who spare the lives of assassins? Understood. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Let's do more gifts. I'm gonna give a couple of these like generic ones to Zevran just to get his approval up. Oh, it's all the way up. I didn't realize it was up that high.
How nice.
Oh, he seems thrilled.
How nice.
We'll just go ahead and take it up the rest of the way, I think.
How nice.
He doesn't care about jewelry, apparently.
How nice.
Okay, good. Now it's up the rest of the way. I think that's all we have. I don't think we have anything special for Morrigan or anybody else. So let me go sell some things.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife? I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Sell that. Might need that later. These crafting components will eventually go to the Dalish. They're donations, but I don't know yet like which ones they actually want, so I'm going to hold on to all of them. And get rid of all the non-special stuff. And then we'll distribute the special stuff amongst our friends. Some of that's not all special stuff, but let's just go ahead and do that. So I don't think I have any new Mage's stuff. Just those, but I swapped them for the ones that do nature damage because that seemed to suit what I was doing more. Shale's got crystals. What is this? Small, clear spirit crystal. Oh wait, I need to be in the weapon ones first. Let's swap it for this one. I'm gonna get rid of... I think ideally, I guess, you would hoard the crystals and have like... Oh, there are more. You'd have like one for each like damage type. But I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Actually, let's do ice. I think ice is better. I'm not really sure like who takes damage from the spirit one. I feel like most enemy or the highest number of enemies take damage from the ice, so that would be helpful. And then for I can give Shale the spirit resistance then. So Ogren, what is that? Plus 12 constitution, but my strength and willpower. I think that might be a good fit for him. No? I'm putting it into the wrong slot. Never mind. And then we'll hold on to that ring for somebody else. What weapon does he have? The Faith's Edge. That's 15 damage. I think that might be the best two-handed one that we have right now. Was that sword one-handed or two-handed? One-handed. Let's look at his armor. Oh, those are medium boots. Well, I think those would be good for Leliana. I think he's pretty much set. I don't have anything for... Oh, we can give her gloves. She doesn't really do fire damage. But she can wear those, that's fine. And I don't have a new staff or anything for her. Oh, that's better than the helmet Leliana has. I mean, this has more... No, the other is still... No? Am I wrong? Actually, that has better... Like, the +2 to all attributes is better, I think. Now, those I'm going to give to Zevran. These would be good, I think, for Leliana. She's not wearing a matching set anymore, but that's okay. And then for weapons... No, her bow's better. Let's look at her melee set. I think I'm going to give that to Zevran instead. That's better than the axe he's got. Oh, but that's better than that axe. Right? Did I read that correctly? Yes. And then for his armor, his helmet is better. His armor is better. Is his shield better? Yes, it is. And then what necklaces he's wearing. I think the one he's got is better. Don't have a new collar for Pancake at the moment. That hat is better. Hat, cap, whatever it is, that's better. Oh no, that's better. His armor is better. Let's check weapons. Let's see. Is this a dagger? Yes. That one's better. And let's check his bow. This one's better. I don't have any mage stuff. Let me go back and compare this dagger to Leliana's. It's about the same. Alright, so let's do some
enchantment
runes on the new weapons.
Enchantment!
I guess just put these three, that's all I have. That's good, that'll beef up Alistair's weapon. Now
are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps?
Yes, I know you have a hat.
Light? I'm sure you'll be pleased with...
And... just go ahead and sell off all the rest of them now because everybody is well equipped. Although still hanging on to that because eventually I think Wynn can have the Battle Mage subclass and then give that to her. Might hang on to that for now too. Carrying so much stuff. Where does it all go though? It's not like we're carrying like this massive backpack. I guess we just have really deep pockets. Oh, I didn't give those gloves to Zevran. Go back and fix that. But I can give that ring to Wynn as well. Actually, I think that would be a better fit for Morgan. And then give Zevran those gloves. Can you not wear those? I guess he's not the right level. Alright, let me sell the last few things.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this
and
hat?
then we'll be done for today.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected. And with your discount.
How much gold do I actually have? Oh, quite a bit. So I should be able to maybe get one of the special things next time. We can go shopping and I can get it. Had a lot of extra stuff I was just carrying around. And this stuff I'll have to hold on to it for now. I really wish he had more health potions that I could buy, but not right now. Okay, so for Friday, let's see, we don't have enough of those yet, but I do have enough. No, can't do that yet. I do have enough, I think, of the toxin extracts to return those. So maybe that's one thing we can do in dinner room. Let me check. Just have 15? I have 13, so not quite enough. Almost enough. We'll go back and do that once we have Master Herbalism. That's, I think, a random thing, or it's later. Same for that. Oh, we gotta go back to Wade. Oh, but also we need to go back to do that thing at the Pearl that hopefully I didn't mess up. Maybe we can do the next one of those. And then that one as well. Oh, we can do that at the Pearl too. Okay. So that's what we'll do. We're going to do the side questy things we didn't quite get to today on Friday. Let me do save. But I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you again soon.